joke. There's barely enough rats for them to eat. So there was a old deer by the name of Uncle Scar. And he came to the king deer and he said that there was a garden that was controlled by the king and they should go there. So 3 days they arrived at the garden. They eat, they have fun, and it was not that good. But then the shepherd noticed something. They contacted the king. And so the king and with the army of whole force, they came to the garden and the deer fled to the outside of the garden. But the fences are too high. So then the king deer sacrificed himself. He became like a stand for the deer to step on and jump over the fence. As more deers come over, he got like seriously injured. And then after the final deer jumped over, he was severely injured and he was coughing up blood. And the king noticed it and felt compassionate towards him. The deer said that you could become his meal, but just don't. Just leave the deer alone. So the king, who was compassionate about him, told him that he won't become his meal, and that the garden will be all for deer. No human could alive. And so after the fence was cut down, the king deer was at rest. And the king, from a distance, said that his kindness is as thin as a hair, but the kindness of the king deer is as mighty as a mountain. Thank you for listening.
Mong một điều điều điều, mong một thật thật thật, mong nó lên trở nên.
Em tên là Men và em sẽ kể câu chuyện về con chim két. Hồi xưa có một con chim két sống với ba mẹ và họ không có thể thấy đường và già quá để đi tìm thức ăn. Một ngày khi con chim két mỗi ngày con chim két sẽ đi vòng quanh và tìm trái cây cho gia đình. Nhưng một ngày tìm một quả xoài rất ngon và đem cho ba mẹ. Ba của con chim két hỏi là cái quả xoài này có đến từ cái hòn đảo khác không? Con chim két nói đúng, nó từ một hòn đảo khác. Ba của nó nói đừng bao giờ tới chỗ đó nữa, những con chim mà tới chỗ đó chắc chắn sẽ chết sớm. Nhưng ngày sau đó con chim két quên lời hứa và đi về hòn đảo đó lại. Lần này có nhiều trái cây quá thì nó ăn rất nhiều tới lúc bụng nó no. Cuối cùng nó tìm được một quả xoài rất ngon cho gia đình nó. Nhưng trên khi nó đi về nhà, nhưng nó ăn nhiều quá nó đã trở thành rất nặng và làm nó khó để bay. Nên chi sẽ chìm xuống nước và chết. Gia đình của nó cũng chết vì không có đồ ăn để ăn. Bài học của câu chuyện là tốt nhất nghe lời ba mẹ và đừng có tham lam. Cảm ơn và tạm biệt.
Hàng chung che chở bên đàn em được sống êm đềm.
My name is Olivia. The story the name of my story is Two Friends at the Desert, and it's about two friends at the desert arguing about a bottle of water, and they came into a resolution of splitting the water, and they both got to drink water. And the moral of the story is to always share things with other people.
Yêu anh nhưng vẫn chung
under a tree. One of the students was also with him. He needed Buddha's advice or something. Buddha finished meditating. Buddha asked, "What do you want?" He said, "I'm very angry today. My brother refused to take care of our mother. I'm the only one taking care of our mother. I want to talk to him, but I don't know what to tell him. I need your advice on this." Buddha did not answer the student's question. The Buddha did say, but said, can you get me some water from the pond near us?" The student was confused. But since the Buddha asked him, he went to go to get the water. He saw some animals walking across in the pond. It was muddy. So he turned to the Buddha and said, the water was not clean to drink. Buddha said, "Let's meditate." After some time, the Buddha asked the student again to get some water again. This time, the water was clean to drink for the Buddha. Buddha drank the water and said, "Your mind is like a pond. And when you get angry thoughts, your mind is useless, like the muddy water. But give the mind some time and let the anger calm down, and you will have your answer." The student agreed because he spent a lot of time meditating and getting water. His anger had calmed down. The student realized that he had not talked to his brother about taking care of your mother. He was sure that if he talked to his brother would agree. He then worked out his problem with his brother with a calm mind. Instead of the story, whenever you are angry with someone, do not talk to that person right away and be angry. Give yourself some time to calm down. Then when you are calm, you can work out the problem with that person better. Thank you.
Mừng mong rất ngon đang lớn đang tươi nghiêng lên.
So my name is Person, and today I will be telling the story of the golden deer. So one time there was this golden deer, and he was known by everyone in his, where he lived, for his kind heart. And one day he was just walking around, and then he came to a river and he saw that a man was drowning. So he saved the man, and the man thanked him. The man was also really scared of the deer, but the deer allowed him to go back to his family as long as the man never told anyone about the golden deer. So the man went back, and a couple days later, the king's wife had a dream about this golden deer, and she told her husband about this dream, and she was like, "I want this golden deer, so please get it for me." So the king asked everyone in the kingdom to look for the golden deer and bring it back unharmed. So eventually, the man who got saved by the golden deer, he forgot about his promise and he became greedy. So he went to the king and he was like, "I know where the golden deer is." So then the king and the man went into the forest where the golden deer was, and the golden deer was surprised that the king was able to find him. The golden deer asked, "How were you able to find me?" And the king replied, "This man led me to you." And he looked over, and the man, he was bleeding, and the deer started talking, "You are being punished right now because you broke your promise." So the deer explained to the king, "This man, I saved him, and he promised not to disclose my location. But then he went and broke his promise, so he is now being punished." And the king understood the deer, and he was he was telling his servants, "Get this man executed. He did the wrong thing." And then the golden deer asked the king not to execute the man. And the king admired the deer's compassion and decided not to execute the man, but also to ask everyone in the kingdom to protect the golden deer. The moral of the story is if you make a promise, don't go back on that promise and like don't break people's trust.
Làm việc mừng mong rất ngon đang lớn đang tươi nghiêng mình nhờ bao
And the two parents were blind. So one day he saw it from a store. So he ate some seeds and then he brought some food for his parents. The farmer got so mad, so he trapped the boy. And then the farmer said, "This is my food, this is my farm." And the boy said, "It's because my parents are blind, so every day I have to get food for them." The farmer was so touched by it. The farmer said, "I'm sorry." And then the farmer said, "You can have all the food you want." And then the farmer let the bird free. And the moral of the story is be kind.
Đàn em là những mầm măng rất ngon đang lớn đang tươi nghiêng mình.
The story is named When Buddha Was an Elephant. It's all about this Buddha, an elephant who has a mom who is blind and deaf, and it's up to her to take care of him. One day, while she was gathering food for her mom, she heard a weird noise coming from another area. She went to the area where the weird noise was, and it was a man who was lost. Despite her size, the man got scared and ran away. But the elephant said, "Don't run away. How can I help you?" The man replied, "I am lost and I am very hungry." So the elephant took her man to a fruit tree to eat his fill, and then took him somewhere outside of the forest so he could find his way back. But the man was greedy and thought the king's favorite elephant had died. So and this one's a better one. So he thought, and he would be richly rewarded. So he told the king about the elephant, and he got rewarded. And the king sent his men to catch the king. And when the elephant saw the man hiding behind a bush, the elephant thought, "So this is how you repay me." And when she got to the king's stables, the king cleaned the elephant and gave the elephant the king's finest foods. But the elephant would not eat. The king asked, "Why wouldn't you eat?" The elephant replied, "I have a mom who is blind and deaf. She needs me." So the king released the elephant, and the elephant took a lot of water in her trunk and gave his mom a shower. The mother was puzzled and thought, "Why is the dry season? Only my daughter would give me a bath." But then the daughter cried. It was her, and they were happy. And the end. And the moral is, take care of your mom. Goodbye.
My name is Selena, and my story title is called Rahula and the Two Births. Rahula, the son of Buddha, he he lived 2 important lives that taught him about the importance of appreciating your family. In his first life, he was disrespectful and often rude to his parents, which caused him great sorrow and sadness. After his death, he realized that his actions caused his parents great pain and vowed to honor them in his next life. In his next life, he was reborn as Buddha's son, and Buddha taught him the lessons of loving and caring for your family. Rahula learned from these lessons and embraced them and started to take care of his family and appreciate them. He started to hang out with his family, which strengthened their bond. Through Rahula's journey, he learned to love and care for his family, and he went from a disrespectful son to a devoted one, illustrating the value of honoring one's parents. The lesson you can learn from this story is that it's important to honor your parents, as well as understanding from your past mistakes and behaviors to grow in the future. The end. Thank you.
My story is the compassionate act of the unbeliever. Once upon a time, there was a king who was very hot-tempered and enjoyed hunting for animals for fun. One day while he was hunting, he saw a fox run into some bushes. He ordered his soldiers to catch the fox, but his soldiers couldn't find the fox. In anger, he set the forest on fire, and while listening to the cries of the animals, he felt very happy. But suddenly, a white unblue bird flew above the fire and went into a nearby river and flew back to the burning forest and shook the water off its wings in hopes to put out the fire. Touched by the bird's compassion, the king ordered his soldiers to put out the fire, and from then on he banned everyone from hunting in the forest. The moral of the story is that acts of compassion can have very big impacts on others. The end. Thank you.
Em tên là Chelsea, and cái story tên là Cậu bé hiếu thảo có một ba với một sơn, and then tại sáng cho đi lấy cá, cho bán cho có tiền ăn. Cái ba kêu cái nhỏ thằng đi lấy cái bưởi rổ, mà cái nhỏ thằng lấy cái nhỏ rổ, xong rồi ba hỏi sao lấy cái rổ nhỏ, mà nó nói đang nghe lời ba mà. Cái ba nói ủa sao không nghe lời ba mà lấy cái rổ khác, làm ngược lại vậy. Ba nhìn lên trời hỏi người ta làm sao làm cho cái đứa nghe lời, nên ba nói là để cá ra ở ngoài trời chừng nào nó chừng mưa cho cái đứa làm cái đồ khác. Nên một ngày cái ba bị bệnh, nói muốn đi ra cái biển đại nghỉ, cái đứa mới để vô nhà cho ở, xong rồi cái đứa thả ra vô biển cho ở. Xong rồi cứ bé nhìn vô cái wheel của cái ba của nó, xong rồi thấy nói muốn ở trong cái forest, ở dưới đất ở. Cái moral là always nghe lời ba mẹ. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mimi, and my story's name is The Devoted Rabbit. Long ago, there was a monk, and he lived in the forest, and he befriended this rabbit who was very obedient and practiced the Dharma with him. And then winter came, and the monk had no food to eat because all the plants died, and it was really cold. So the monk went into the temple and came back to the forest in the spring. While the monk was gone, the rabbit was deeply saddened by this news, and he was very regretful about what he did. Another winter came the next year, and the monk was about to leave, but the rabbit, he told him, I have food for you. Could you start a fire and I will come back with the food? And the monk, he started the fire, and about an hour later, the rabbit, he came back, and he came back empty-handed. So the monk, he said that, why don't you have any food? The rabbit said, I owe you so much in this lifetime, so I am going to sacrifice myself so you have something to eat tonight. And the monk, he was very touched by this, and he declined the offer because obviously the rabbit was his friend. And the rabbit, he became Buddha's past life, and the moral of the story is putting others' needs ahead of yourself, or like sacrificing your needs for the needs of others. Thank you.
Tên em là Thảo. Rồi, câu chuyện này là đứa con hiếu thảo. Có một gia đình hồi xưa có chỉ mẹ rồi con. Mẹ con không, rồi mẹ bị bệnh. Thì cô bé đi kiếm thuốc á. Nó chưa được kiếm thuốc. Rồi nghe người nói là có một trái này được trị bệnh cho mẹ của nó. Thì nó đi kiếm lâu rồi, nó mỏi chân thì nó nằm, nó ngồi nghỉ. Rồi có một ông cọp á, nó muốn ăn thịt cậu bé. Thì bé xin là đừng ăn thịt tôi. Kia đây, tôi đang thử kiếm thuốc cho mẹ. Rồi chừng nào xong á, thì cậu bé cho ăn miếng thịt. Thì ông cọp không tin á, thì nói làm sao tôi được tin. Thì nói là tôi xin đi theo, rồi chừng nào xong đưa thuốc thì cho ăn thịt. Thì chừng nào thì không phải thiệt là ông cọp mà thần rừng thì hiện ra thành thần rừng á. Thì thần rừng chỉ chính xác cái trái đó là chỗ đâu á, thì nó đi chỗ đó. Rồi có cô tiên á, cô tiên giữ mấy cái trái á, thì có một trái vàng được cho mình có nhiều tiền. Thì cậu bé hỏi cái này có được thì bạn nói không được, thì cậu bé nói không muốn tiền gì đó. Rồi có một trái này á, cậu bé thấy hỡi rất là thơm á, rồi hỏi cái này có được trị bệnh không? Mày nói dạ được, cái này là trái thần năm á, trái thần năm này được trị tất cả bệnh luôn. Thì nói cậu bé muốn tiền trái này thì xin một cây với một trái. Thì chị nào nó đi về, nó đưa trái cho mẹ nó khỏe rồi. Thì nó đi trồng cây rất là cao, cũng cao rồi có nhiều trái thì được giúp tất cả người. Rồi cái bài mình được học câu chuyện này á là đừng bỏ mẹ bệnh đau khó chịu để cho có nhiều tiền. Cảm ơn.
I lost his mom. So a long time ago, a little boy named Han Banzo, he loved his mom and dad, but when he made a mistake, his mom tried to dang dong him. He cried because of her a lot, and he ran into his room. When he grew up like a grown man, when he still make a mistake like a teenager, when he's a teenager, and his mom still tried to dang dong him, but his mom
It doesn't hurt, but he still cried. His mom asked, why you cry? My master said, because you tried to land on me. It doesn't hurt, but I still cry because you start to get old and get weaker. So I know you don't have that much time to live. So the moral of the story is to appreciate the time that you have with your family.
About the lion that respected the Dharma. So one day there was a lion named Thiện. So he had a fur that looks like gold, and he was stronger than 1,000 animals. So each time he roared, it sounded throughout the forest, and it causes birds to drop and animals to run and hide in fear. So in that same forest, there was a monk who led a solemn life, and he was always happy and peaceful. So then, at the same time, there was a hunter who saw the lion's beauty, and then he wanted to kill it and offer it to the king for a prize. So then, he thought, the lion is the king of all animals. I cannot use bow arrows or a cage to trap this powerful animal. So after careful thinking, he decided to pretend to be a Buddhist monk to try to get close to the lion and kill it using the poison arrow. So as usual, the lion came to listen to the Buddha's teachings. And then after a while, the hunter sneaked up to the lion and shot the poison arrow into his eye. And then the lion, who realized this, roared in agony and was about to kill him until a thought stopped him. That man is wearing a monk's clothes, and it represents the Buddha. So he just decided to swallow his anger and slowly die because he didn't want to damage the Buddha's clothes. So then, after the hunter killed the lion and brought him to the king heard the story and was angry at the hunter's cruelty and decided to hold a ceremony for the lion because it respects the Dharma. So the moral of the story is that we should always respect the Dharma even though you face challenges. Thank you.
My name is Jordan. My story is about the good son. Once in the village there was a kid named Ananda who was known for helping his family a lot. When his father became ill, they couldn't go work. Ananda took the dedication and worked for the farm to support his family. When his dad felt good, his father praised him being a good son and pitied him. Ananda replied, I'm just learning and teaching. And the bond became highlighted and great. The moral of the story is help support your family in the time of need. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Hannah, and my story is Prince and the Act of Business. So a long time ago, there was a prince, his name was and he was very kind, he was intelligent, he was affectionate, he respected his parents, and he never refused to do a task that he knew would make his parents very happy. So one day, the king became very sick. He was ill, and there was no medication that could restore his health. So the prince was very worried and upset, and he gathered court officials to be able to talk to them like, what medication is there to be able to help my father? What can we do to save him? And one of the court officials was a wicked official. He wanted the prince to die so that he could claim the throne after the king has died. So he says, Your Majesty, there is medication somewhere. It's only one medication and it's very hard to find. The prince was very pleased and he was very happy to hear this. He says, where is this medication? What is it? Can it help save my father? And if it can help save my father, do you know where it is so I can get it? Because no matter how rare it is, I will make sure to get it. So the wicked official, he says, it has to be the brain of a person who was very pious to their parents, who was respectful, who was loving, who was kind. And the prince says, can it be my brain? Can I be the one who can save my father? The wicked official was really happy. He was eager so that he knows that the prince is willing to sacrifice himself. And he had to like act upset so that the prince could buy like what he was trying to get him to do. So he says, yes, your brain can help save your father. No one is more pious, no one is more kind than you are. But us court officials cannot allow this to happen. We cannot stand here and watch you become sacrificed like that. He says, if my death can help save my father, then I will be very happy. You do not need to worry about me. So after explaining all of that, he orders for himself to be beheaded so that his brain can be mixed into a medication that his father can drink. So after he was beheaded, his brain was mixed into a medication that his father drank, and he ended up becoming healthy again. So this means the wicked official was never able to claim that throne, and the Prince's Pious Act really touched the heavens and the earth. So Prince Yangyuk was one of Buddha's past lives, and the moral of the story is never try to take someone down for your own good, and always do the right thing, and just never prey on someone's downfall. The end. Thank you.
The name of my story is called Siddhartha and the Swan. While playing in the palace garden, Devadatta shot a swan with an arrow, and Siddhartha was the first one to reach the injured swan and take the arrow out. He then put a paste made of herbs on the wound to reduce the bleeding. Then, after that, Devadatta claims that the swan belongs to him because he was the one who shot it. Siddhartha then refuses and says that that the swan belongs to him because he was the one who saved it. Devadatta still refuses with what he says, so he then takes Siddhartha to court, and the judges says in Siddhartha's favor that the swan belongs to the one who saves it, not the one who tries to kill it. Later on, the swan fully recovers and Siddhartha lets it go, watching it fly away. So the moral of the story is that all people should treat all beings with kindness, and that pleasure can be found with the one satisfied. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Elena, and my story is Lula Motingling. There was once a son named Motingling and Motingling's mom. One day, Motingling went up to a monk and asked, "Can I see my mom?" The monk said yes. Motingling went to his mom with a bowl of rice. When Motingling gave the bowl of rice to his mom, once his mom touched it, the whole thing burnt and disappeared. Motingling went back to the monk and asked, "Why is my mom in hell?" The monk said, "Your mom is in hell because she is very disrespectful to Buddhism and never cared about Buddhism." Motingling said, "Is there any way I can get my mom out of hell?" The monk said, "It will be very hard to get your mom out of hell, but she can get free from hell." After Motingling knew that, he went out to find the greatest people that believed in Buddhism and was really respectful to Buddhism. After that, he found the people. They would pray morning to night every single day until his mom would believe in Buddhism and would care about it. Until that one day came and his mom believed in Buddhism. She got free from hell but not into heaven. Motingling did everything for his mom, because he loved his mom and he did. Thank you.
trở nên chúc đời.
My story is the tree full of bananas, and so one day there's a lot of monkeys, and there's one like dominant monkey, and he's like the leader, and so every day each monkey gets one banana, but they make sure to not drop any or leave any behind, so people didn't find their secret tree of bananas. And one day, one of the monkeys is like, well, one of the bananas were like really high in the tree, and the monkeys were trying to get the banana, but the banana fell into the river. And at the time, there was an emperor near the mountain, and the emperor saw, well, he was taking a bath in the hot springs, and he saw the banana, and he ate it, and he said it was really good. So he told all of the knights to try to find this, like, more bananas. And one day, they found the secret banana tree, and they took all the bananas for themselves, and the monkeys didn't have any bananas to eat. And the emperor decides to find more bananas because he was greedy. So the monkeys had nothing to eat, and nowhere a place to really live because they took the tree. So they decide to find a new place, but there's this really big river leading from two different areas. So the king monkey decides to be a bridge for all the other monkeys so they can pass the river. And the moral of the story is that, well, I think there's like 3 moral of the stories, but one is to help others, and the second one is to not be greedy, even though you have something, to be appreciative of it, and not try to get more. And then third one is to work together. They work together to get the bananas. Yeah, thank you.
Việc đơn chuyên